Next, we want to create a sample message. If we expand the port types and we want the input parameters here, and we want to generate a sample. The first screen should be the same as that's shown. We want to save this in the sample data folder. And give it a meaningful name. So it's the input to our BPEL echo. So I will call it BPEL echo in. And it's an XML file. Now if I go and look at the parameters folder over here, if I can move that over, here is our sample file. And I've double-clicked on that to bring this up. And we haven't got the file coming up. Right, let me just check. What do I do in order to edit that? That's still showing me the WSDL. Looking in the wrong place. That series of items is within the WSDL folder when I should be looking in the sample data folder. So there is the sample data folder, and I need to expand that. There is the message file, and if I look at the pane, here is the message, and it's set with just string as the message. So I now need to change that to something more sensible. We're using hello world, but I will add something here. Hello from PJT, so that I know that I've generated that and it's not something that's just come from elsewhere in the program. So I'll recognize that when I maximize the interfaces and process variables pane. I've got echo request and echo response. Double click to expand them. And up here I have got a menu, and I can show the variable data. And there is my message, hello from PJT. Go back to the menu, show variable definition. Right, so we can work our way around that. So restore. Now we want to run the simulator. To do that, we need to go to the open perspective and select the active BPEL debug. And run and simulate the process. Right. In the debug window, we've got client request message, but we're suspended at this point here. If we expand process variables, we've not loaded for the request and not loaded for the response. This icon here allows us to step over the suspended process. So if we move on, we're now at copy request to response. And we've got here that the process is execution and this part has been executed normally. And echo request, we've got our message, but echo response is still not loaded. If we step over again, again in this frame, we've got a detailed description of what is taking place. In this frame, we've got an indication of where the process has got to. And we can now see, if we expand the response, that we've got a message. If we step over again, we get to the end of the process. The message has been sent back to the client. So the processes have terminated. We can see that our process has completed normally. But note that our variables, process variables, still contain the messages. So we have successfully run our simulation.